Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of AFRO News at Noon, where we take a bite-sized bite. That was not right. But that's
Size bite. Okay.
right. Whatever. We are going to give you all some news today.
It's Monday, y'all. It's Monday.
And that's the way it's going to be.
Set the tone.
Exactly. Um, a bite-sized taste. I'm like, why does this sound weird? We're gonna give y'all a taste of some good news today. We must on this beautiful November day, All Saints Monday. We are giving thanks for you all joining us for another episode of Afro News at Noon. And I think we always know that we start out with a weekend wow. But it's Rev is shaking her head because we weren't sure if we all had good things to share. But Jessica, you are clearly evidence that you had a weekend wow. So can you share with us how your weekend was, and you can start us off on a weekend wow today?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. So as you can see, it was very spooky in here in my apartment over the weekend. So I was raised not to celebrate Halloween, but I still like to dress up and do me and look cute. So I hosted a costume game night at my house. And it was very spooky. It was a spooktacular. We decorated everything and everywhere. And oh my gosh, the planning and the execution of it all. I'm just tired and I'm recovering, but everybody had a good time. So it was worth it. It was just family and friends. It was great. So obviously it's Monday. Okay, it's a new month. So this got to come down. I'm not one of those people that will have this up until November, Thanksgiving. No, it has to come down. But I'm just tired, y'all. I'm taking my time. But it doesn't look good.
It looks great. I love it. I'm not going to even be a hater on you if you decide to keep it up a couple more days, Jess.
Girl, I can't. It's too much. Like, we have the whole house decorated, every room, the bathroom, it's a lot. And I got the little spider web stuff. It's everywhere. It was in my hair. I woke up with it. Like, it's too much. It's gotta go. But yeah, so Megan, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fun. I also celebrated Halloween. I went to Baltimore, actually, at Power Plant. They had this like Nightmare Before Halloween thing going on. It was really fun. And I spent some time with my friends. So I had a very fun weekend. What about you, Misha? Anything?
Okay, now that I can unmute, I also had an amazing weekend with family and friends. Saturday was my cousin's birthday, so I got a chance to celebrate with her, and we went to a couple of different venues. And yesterday, I got to do a little bit of dressing up, and I kept it low key again with my friends, but it was just a nice weekend to relax and do things with the people I loved. Rev, what about you? I know your Friday was fun.
Goodness. On Friday, Misha, you and I had a chance to talk to Ralph Moore and Nate. Nate is the editor and founder of the Black Catholic Messenger, one of the first African American founding Catholic newsletters in many, many, many years. And you'll hear more about him in the Afro. But the conversation was about the shortage, the dearth of Black saints in the Catholic Church. So we had an enlightening conversation with Ralph. And just as a shout out, there's going to be an activity, a mass at St. Anne's Catholic Church tonight at 7 o'clock in Baltimore for those who are interested in participating. And out of that's going to come some activism, some letter writing, and some stalwart Catholics proclaiming to the church, we're our saints.
Yes, and Mr. Ralph made a point of saying, even if you're not Catholic, come and support and or
Yep.
sign the petition. These letters are getting directly sent to the Pope. So my dog is really over here supporting the effort as well, y'all. Sorry about
Yes,
him in the
ma'am.
background. But yes, so and he said everyone is welcome. So even if you're not Catholic but want to join that justice fight, go ahead and support, because it truly is a part of the social justice fight. And we got to represent for the Black people who have done miraculous and wonderful things and been good people. All right, so I think with that said, the Afro's been representing for almost 130 years with news for you. Jess, you said you have some news to share with the people for the week. What you got going on?
Yeah, so I think by now everybody should know that election day is tomorrow in Virginia. It's going down. Okay, the governor's race is almost at the finish line with candidates Terry McAuliffe and Glenn Youngkin. They're giving it their all in these final hours, rather, leading up to November 2nd. So if you live in Virginia, be sure to take your soul to the poll because your voice matters and your vote matters. So that's my little, I would say, let me get off the box, but we're not on the box. That's my 2 cents. How about you, Megan?
So I spoke with representatives from Baltimore Community Foundation. I believe they've been doing work since the 70s or something like that. But recently, Facebook just gave them $1 million. And they were only one of, I want to say, 20 nonprofits to receive this across the country from Facebook, but they were very interested in the racial equity work that Baltimore Community Foundation has been doing. And so they've now used the money to create this new grants program called the West by Northwest grants program. And basically what they're doing is giving money to Black-led nonprofits or nonprofits that provide services in majority Black neighborhoods, basically just to go toward their operating costs so they can kind of reinforce their missions and expand on them. And then Facebook is also going to be helping them with some like fundraising skills and things like that. So that's my little bit of news.
Well, I was going to tell people to finish what I was saying before, that if they wanted to know more information about the saints, that they could read the Moore report on afro.com, because Ralph has given us a good education on that. The other piece is, if you are confused about the difference between a doula and a midwife, then you should look out for an article written by our Malika Scatliff, where she interviews some doulas and they talk about what it is that they really do and how they are different. So look out for that article. It's one of our Afro News at Noon pieces.
And in DC, there is legislation right now about children having to get the vaccine in order to go to District of Columbia public schools. And that is with the city council being led and spearheaded by Christina Henderson, who is an at-large representative on the council. And so Deborah Bailey has a story about the vaccine, particularly as it relates to children in DCPS. So that is my story. Oh, let me get it right. Bite-sized taste of DC news. Anything else that we want to plug or add before we wrap today?
Well, we do want to remind people about our special edition coming up in November. It's all things technology. We're going to look at gadgets. We're going to look at our HBCUs, as we take every opportunity to do, to see how they are advancing STEM and STEAM education on the campuses. And we want people to know even ahead of time that we're looking for those young community activists, because we're going to feature them in our January edition, as we honor always our activist, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep, we will be getting that form out to you all very, very soon. We'll make sure we post the Google Doc on all of our social media so that you can nominate community activists, because that is going to be something that is, I think, really important for all of our audiences, not only locally, but nationwide and abroad, to know the young people who are out and doing good things in this area for the good of social justice and justice for all people. All righty. Any other plugs, team, before we wrap up today? All right. Well, I think with that said, this has been a really fun episode of Afro News at Noon. Last week we had a whole lot of heavy pieces, so I think while this is really informative, it's nice to be able to just share some tasty tidbits. All right, you all. Stay tuned for Afro News at Noon on our website every single day, as well as our Afro Lives face to face and Chicken Box, as well as our podcast. Pleasure doing business with you, with Megan. And thank you all, as always, for tuning in. Hello, Mr. Draper. Thank you so much for tuning in. We see you and really appreciate you. Thank you all for, as always, tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. Share this stream. Sharing is caring. And again, subscribe, become a member to www.afro.com, as well as our Legacy Edition. Take care.
Bye-bye.